What's happening, SW Healing? Coach Lima, what's going on? Good to see you. BRMK, Latanya. Good to see you, Mark. What's happening? Custom Takes, Lisa, what's going on? Emil, Lucy, Judy, what's happening, everybody? Good to see you this night. Hope that you had a fantastic day. Mechanic, Cali Fire, what's going on? Totally not trying to. Debbie, what's happening? Gigi Wright, what's going on? All right, well, happy Tuesday to everybody. Hope that you've had a fantastic day. We're going to keep this month of love going. And today we're going to talk about being fearless. And I was thinking about some things as I was going through the day. And I said, I've been holding back a little too much on my people and not giving you a little bit more of myself because as I was thinking today, I was just getting worked up in my thoughts, thinking about how important it is for us to make that switch and transition in life to this place of actually dominating, right? Where we're not just sitting there just pondering so often, we can just think and think and think and not take enough action because of this thing called fear. And so whenever I talk about love, fear is always right there because fear and love are in a constant battle, right? Fear wants to keep you from taking action, and love wants to move you to that next level. Love wants you to take the step. Love wants you to be daring. Love wants you to take the risk. Love wants you to grow. Fear says, no, stay here. Don't do it. Something can go wrong. So fear is going to try to hold you. Fear is going to keep you and try to choke you out from living, where love is saying, not only do I want you to live, but I want you to live more abundantly. I want to give you more than you've ever seen before. New experiences. And so tonight, I want to challenge you from the jump, from the get-go, to look at your life and ask yourself, what is the fear that is holding me back from the thing that would take me to greater life? What is the fear that is keeping you from the greater experience? And why are you partnering with that fear? See, we got to make a choice. We have to make a choice. Either we are going to partner with fear or we're going to partner with love, but one way or another, we got to do something. There is no in between. You either got to be hot or you got to be cold. There is no just being warm. There just isn't. Like, you're not going to be halfway pregnant. No, that's not how this thing works, right? You can't have half of a sexual experience. I don't even know if I can say that online. They might try to bleep me out, whatever. But you can't have half. You got to go all in, or you got to be all out. And the seed, the seed of intimacy in your life is dependent upon whether you get fully engaged. That's the only way. Like, the seed, the potential of your life, which is a seed, says, okay, I have to be intimate in this situation in my life in order to give birth to the dream that I have. Or you got to be afraid. And you have to watch life pass you by. I'm going to take you back to the last month when I had that surgery on January 12th, and I had to decide. I had to allow someone to actually cut me in order for me to heal. I had to cut away something that was in my life in order for the healing process to happen so that I could be fully strong again. Because prior to those cuts, I was concerned. Prior to those cuts, I was worried about if I lift too much weight, this hernia could cause major problems in my life. I was afraid. So I didn't want them to cut me. I did not want to go under anesthesia. I did not want to submit to the process. I didn't want to do it. Like, I'm not trying to have somebody cut me. And every time I went to go lift weights or do something that was strenuous, I would think about a hernia. And I was thinking, well, I don't want this thing to get tangled up or whatever might happen. I don't want anything to go wrong. So here I am, caught in this web of fear. I didn't want somebody to cut me because I was afraid. I didn't want to do too much because I was afraid. Fear. Fear was like, listen, once we get you in one spot, gonna hold you. I'm just gonna make sure I pop up in other spots as well. So now you'll just be paralyzed and you just won't be doing stuff because you're afraid. So I make this decision. They start cutting me. Then they put in the netting, the mesh, so that things can be repaired. They say, hey, don't go too hard for a number of weeks. Don't strain yourself. Don't lift too much. Don't do it. I said, okay, cool. I'm gonna go along with this process. But check this out. In this process, you know what I've been thinking about? Getting strong again. Like, now that I'm healed, now that I'm in this healing process, now that the surgery has happened, now that I decided to go through this process, I don't have to put my attention on whether or not something's going to go wrong. Now my mental focus is on, now I'm going to go where I want to go. Now I get to start directing my life in the way that I want to go. Now I'm going to train my life to be strong again like I was before the injury. Yeah, I'm going to have to take my time. Yeah, I'm going to have to walk through it. But the end result is I'm going to be strong again without the limitation of the injury, without the limitation of the fear. So, what are we going to do? What are we going to do with our lives? You can be afraid, but you won't be living. You'll just be existing. When I started and I opened up, when I started training, when I started being a personal trainer, and I started working with women that were on a treadmill, they would be on the treadmills. They would be walking and just walking and talking with one another and walking and talking. And I was looking at them thinking, it'll be forever before they see change. Their bodies are just not going to respond to what they're doing because they really don't know. And so I would go over and I would start talking to them. I would ask them, what kind of change and transformation they want to make in their life. And so they would start telling me, this is what I want. And I would have to tell them because everybody would say, oh, I want to be toned. I'm like, listen, uh, you tone, that's code word for muscle. Oh, well, I don't want to be too bulky. And I would start explaining to them, listen, don't worry, that's not how it happens. You don't, as soon as you pick up the weights, you don't just get bulky. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of that. See, there was that fear. I'm afraid if I do this, then I'm going to have this. No, no, no. Here's one of the ways we can address this fear. Education. What is it that you don't know in your life that causes you to be afraid, that's keeping you from moving forward? See, ignorance, being in the dark about a topic, can be where fear lives. That's why oftentimes you see education represented. You might see, a candle or some form of light. Why? Because education, knowledge, light, that kind of all works together. It illuminates an aspect of something. So if you're in the dark about a particular topic, that's where fear can live. Because you'll be thinking, okay, well, I don't know what to do. And so they would tell me, I don't know what to do. I don't want to look like a man. I don't want to get hurt. So what was holding them back? Fears. I don't know what to do. Lack of knowledge. I don't want to look like a man. How I'm going to be perceived. What is going to happen to me and how I'm going to be looked at. I don't want to look like a man. Again, lack of knowledge. I'm like, listen, if it was that easy to look like men, the way that they were describing muscular, husky dudes, right? I was like, if it was that easy, more men would look like men in that description, right? We're like, it's not that easy. You got to put in some work to be all jacked, okay? Don't worry, you're not going to get there. And before you get there, you can put on the brakes, right? I don't know what to do. I don't want to be perceived this way, and I don't want to get hurt. Now, listen, let me just tell you this idea of being hurt, being the thing that stops you from moving forward, we got to pump the brakes right there because Let me just tell you, there is going to be some pain associated with your decision to grow. Let's just get that out of the way. There's going to be some pain. There was some pain for those women. There was some pain for me. Those people decided in order for me to be repaired, they had to cut me. That doesn't feel good. Yes, they numbed me in the moment, but then they said, we're going to cut you. And then after the fact, you're going to feel some pain. You're going to feel some soreness as a part of the process. Things can't remain the same if you want things to change. Sounds obvious, right? So they said, okay, we're going to cut you. There's going to be some pain. All right, deal. That's a part of the comes with the territory of transformation. Changing your life, there's going to be some pain. I told the ladies, I said, listen, I understand you don't want to get hurt. That's one thing. Being hurt is one thing. But understand there is going to be some pain associated with this. There's going to be a level of discomfort. We're going to do some push-ups and you might get sore. Why? Because in order for you to build the muscle, in order for you to build the strength, you're going to have to tear down and actually break down what has been. The way that your muscles have been, we got to break them down. We're actually going to tear them. And so when we do that, it's not in the tearing down process where you grow. It's when after that experience is over and the healing takes place where your body says, guess what? We just went through this experience, but we outlasted it. We're still standing. And now today we're stronger. Same thing. There have been things that you've been going through in life, experiences that you've had in life that it broke you down. Right? It broke you down. It tore you up. It broke your heart. It left you in a place where you just didn't feel so great. There was some pain, but it didn't destroy you because up until this moment, I can tell you 100% you have a no failure rate at dying. You're still alive. Even if you might have died at some point, you might have flatlined. You still bounce back. You even beat death once if that's your story because you're still here listening to me right now, which means you're still living. And so all of the things that we look at, I don't know enough. I don't know how I'm going to be perceived. Oh, this is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to hurt. Yeah. Let's just go ahead. Let's get the fear out of the way. What you don't know, you can learn. How you're going to be perceived is how you're going to be perceived. Some of those women, when they started to transform their bodies, when their bodies started to naturally look the way that they were made up and designed to look, they started to recognize, oh, wow, I'm actually more muscular than I thought. One woman, her doctor told her, you're a marshmallow. Her doctor told her that she would just be a marshmallow. But when she's got into the gym and she started lifting weights and her body started to change and then she's developing muscles, she didn't look like a marshmallow anymore. So that doctor's perception did not align with her experience. See, some of the things that we are afraid of, we're afraid of what has been said to us. We're afraid of breaking free from what has been said, what has been established. What we're afraid of breaking free from the old place. But your new place has already determined that you have to leave the old place. You don't get to go to a new place and stay in the old place. You don't get to become this new person and remain the old person. Something's got to give. Either you got to give up on your desire to change and transform, or you got to break up with the past. You got to break up with who you are in this moment and just decide, you know what? I'm not staying here anymore. This is it for me. I'm making a change. I'm moving forward. I'm going to the next level. I want to see what I can be. Too much. We too much. We sit and we look at our current situation and we think it's our ending. It's not our ending. It's only our right now. Because I guarantee you, if you move from where you are right now physically. If you do something different, you've sparked change. Listen, you're on this right now. You're watching, we're engaged, we're here together right now. And guess what? 30 minutes ago, you weren't doing this. You've already put yourself in a position of change. You've already started momentum to something different. So the next question is, all right, what is that thing that you've been thinking about that you have not been doing, but you just keep thinking about it and you keep thinking about it and you're using and expending all of this energy on that thing? Because let me just tell you, your lack of a decision is causing you to pay a price. Your indecisiveness is expensive. You're expending time. You're expending, hey, there's my nephew. What's up, Micah? You're expending money, mental resources. You are using too much, too many of your resources because you fail to make a decision and go all in. You're wasting. You're wasting opportunity. You're wasting potential. Check this out. Your life, your ideas, your dreams, they are seeds of potential. That's what a seed is. A seed is something that has not yet become what it could be once whatever is inside of it is released. A seed is potential. And so if you're holding on to a seed, you are wasting potential because the potential is not in you holding it. The potential is released once you release it. So what do you want? Like this is where we have to look at love and say, I want to fear less. I want to fear less. I'm going to fear less and less and less and less. I am going to decrease fear. I am going to fear less. I'm going to keep moving it down. As I increase my love, I'm going to decrease the fear. I'm going to decrease fear because I'm going to take action with love. Take action. Take action. What can you do right now, tonight, to take action? What is it? What is it? Think about something that you can do tonight, that you can do tomorrow, that you can start taking action and you can declare to your life, I am getting out of this place. I'm not letting fear just rule over me. You decide and you go. That's it. There's not a whole lot to talk about. Everything else is up to you. It's on you now to do something with it. So, what are you going to do with it? Um, so let's do this. I don't know what happened to my sound on my other one, but it's messed up. But it's all good. Sorry. Fear less, take action. We gotta do what we gotta do. It's time for us to make moves in life, right? It's time for you to allow love to take you to a new level. And it's exciting. It's something for you to be excited about. So be excited about it. Do something with it. Take action tonight. I think you just quoted another t-shirt. Lacey, I'm gonna put you on the t-shirt team where you can just jot them down and let me know because I just say something and I don't even know. It just comes out. It's flowing. But you catch them. So you let me know. All right, let's shut it down for the night so that you can take action. Put some thoughts down on paper. Here, you know me. Get a sticky note. Get some sticky notes. Get a notebook. Get something. Jot down some thoughts. Because as you put it down on paper, it is getting out of your brain and into the world. Your brain is not designed to just sit there and hold ideas. Your mind is there to produce thoughts. You don't got to keep them captive in your brain. Get them down on paper so now your brain is free to think and gather new information and develop and process. It's not a storage tank, it's a creative place. Let your mind be a creative place, not just a storage bank. Write some things down, get them 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 out of your brain, create space. All right. Let me pray for you. Let's shut it down. Father, thank you for this day that you've made. Thank you for the opportunities of being together with the community once again, with this online family. Thank you for these conquerors. Thank you for these that are dominating life. Thank you for these that are going to lead with love and dominate fear. Thank you because their dreams will become realities. Thank you because their aspirations will be things that they see fulfilled in their life. Thank you for the power. Thank you for the strength that they have to transform their lives and the lives of those that are around them. Thank you for the impact that they are going to make in their communities, in their homes, in this world. Thank you for the witty inventions. Thank you for the new programs. Thank you for whatever it is. The art. Thank you for the business ideas. Thank you for the ministries. Thank you for those gifts that are deposited within these amazing vessels that are going to be delivered to the world. I pray tonight that someone that's been struggling with fear would kick fear in the butt and get moving. And that they would take action and dominate this space that is theirs. That they would rule, that they would conquer, that they would take territory, that they would look at life and say, you know what? I'm not going to be passive anymore, but I'm going to be assertive and I'm going to go at this thing called life so that I can live more abundantly. I pray for abundant blessings as they go. And I pray that you bring us back together at the appointed time. Thank you in advance. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Thanks so much, everybody, for hanging out. Um, Someone said that I was shadow banned, and I can believe that because um, a lot of people said that they haven't seen me in a long time and starting to get restored back to them. So I don't know. We don't get to control how things populate. But I'm glad you've been here tonight. Glad that we connected. Look forward to seeing you all again. And so I'm glad that whatever happened so that we could be connected. I know there was a season that I was looking at it. I mean, I don't complain about that kind of stuff because I just figure if one person sees it and it helps someone, then that's still a blessing. But I did notice changes, and I just I just thought it was interesting. Like, wow, okay. Doesn't seems like things just kind of fell off a cliff there for a little bit. And recently there's been more engagement and things picking up, but you know, platforms are what they are. They do what they do. That's why I think it's important that we have connections even off of the platforms because hey, when somebody else controls the back end and they figure out how they want things to work, kind of at the mercy of whatever they decide to do. But I'm glad we had this time together. Thank you so much for being here. Have a fantastic night. Get your ideas down onto some paper, get them out of your mind, and get them out there into the world. Take action. I appreciate you all very much. I'm B.A. Shepherd, two P's, A-R-D, reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. Have a good night. Love you much. See ya.